Hello guys and welcome to the final EAFC 24 video on this channel. But we will be moving on to FC 25 of course. And what a final video we're going to end off with. We are going to play a tournament with every single club in the game. We're going to put them into like different 64 team brackets, and then the winners of them will like go into a league. And the top teams in that will go to a 8-team knockout, in which the winner of that will be crowned the best team in EAFC 24. Of course, if you do enjoy this video, make sure you like and subscribe and hit the notification bell as well. And for the final time of EAFC 24, let's get straight into this. So we're going to go to tournaments. We're going to do knockout 64. We're going to do these a lot of times. So this first leg will consist of all of the Argentinian league teams, all of the Australian league teams, all of the Austrian Bundesliga teams, and 12 of the Belgian Pro League teams. So yeah, let me just quickly put them in. Alright, so we've got all of them in. We went with alphabetical order with the Belgian Pro League teams. So let's select all of these, and yeah, we'll get back to you guys in the quarterfinals. Okay, so we have got to the quarterfinals. Now, I'm going to show you all the surprising results from round 1, round 2, and round of 16. Boca Juniors lost to Salzburg on penalties. Royal Antwerp lost to Union Saint-Gilloise. So, Cologne actually beat Union Saint-Gilloise. Genk lost to Lask. Club Brugge lost to Brisbane Roar. And Racing Club lost to River Plate, which is also quite a bit of a surprise as well. And now we have our quarterfinals. Cologne, FK Austria Wayne, Lanús, Tirol, Salzburg, River Plate, Brisbane Roar, and KAA Ghent. First one is Cologne versus SK Austria Wien. Who's going to take the win out of this one? It's going to be Austria wins. No, Tirol wins this one. Very big game at this one. Whoever wins this one might actually win the whole thing. Who is going to win this one? Salzburg is going to win it. Brisbane Roar versus KAA Ghent. Is that Brisbane Roar is going to continue their miracle run. It's going to be Austria Wayne in the final. And who's going to be joining them in the final? Salzburg or Brisbane Roar? It is going to be Salzburg on penalties. Brisbane Roar will no longer continue their miracle run. Alright then, the two Austrian teams in the final. FK Austria Wayne versus RB Salzburg. Who's going to be the first one? It is going to be RB Salzburg in the league to compete to like get to the final. Alright, so there we go. We have all the Libertadores, Chinese Super League, and also a bit of the Belgian League and Danish League as well. And yeah, let's get into Group B. Oh wait, I just realised there's 6 empty slots. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to add some of the Premier League teams. So we'll add in Bournemouth, Arsenal, Aston Villa, Brentford, and Brighton. Alright, so now we're at the quarterfinals of Group B, and let's have a look at the results. Arsenal lost to Tianjin. How did Arsenal lose to them? And now we got quarterfinals: Aston Villa versus Brondby, Cerro Porteño versus Nacional, The Strongest versus Atletico Mineiro, and Fluminense versus Shanghai Shenhua. Aston Villa to face Brondby. How is this gonna go? Brondby beat Villa! Oh my days! Porteño versus Nacional. Porteño cruises through. Strongest versus Atletico Mineiro. It will be Atletico Mineiro going through. Fluminense versus Shanghai Shenhua. It will be Fluminense. Brondby versus Porteño. Please Brondby, because I don't know if I can add Libertadores clubs in. Brondby go on to the final. Big clash here IRL, but not in FIFA because it's like fake clubs and they can't add them in. But Atletico Mineiro versus Fluminense. Who will go through? Fluminense. We have not expected this, but it's Brondby versus Fluminense. I thought it'd be something like Arsenal, Aston Villa or something like that, but who will win this? It will be Fluminense. But here's the problem. I can't add, like, Libertadores or Pseudo America clubs into, like, tournaments. So, to like fit in for Fluminense, it will have to be Brondby. So Brondby will go in, but they'll cover for Fluminense. Alright, so because we can't add any of the Commonwealth Sudamericana clubs in like manually, and plus when I try to add them in like Premier League and everything, we will have to skip Sudamerica. We'll have to go for Championship, League 1, and also like some of the League 2 teams. Alright, so we've got every single Championship team, we've got every single League 1 team, but we're missing a few League 2 teams, which will be placed in with some of the Premier League teams, sadly. Let's send this group. Alright, now we're at the quarterfinal, and let's have a look at all these results. Any surprising ones? Stoke City lost to Gillingham. That's a surprising one. Huddersfield lost to MK Dons. Watford lost to Swansea. Southampton and Lincoln, what a game. Sunderland lost to Millwall. Leicester lost to MK Dons. Alright, now the quarterfinals are up. Oxford United vs Southampton, Leeds vs Hull City, Swansea vs MK Dons, and Blackburn vs Millwall. Oxford United vs Southampton. I think Oxford's miracle run is over. Yep, it is. Leeds vs Hull City. It will be Hull City advancing to the semi-finals. Swansea vs MK Dons. There is an injury, but it's still going to go to Swansea. Blackburn versus Millwall. It will be going to Blackburn in extra time. Southampton versus Hull City. It's going to be Hull City beating Southampton. Swansea versus Blackburn. Whoever wins this will play in the final against Hull City. It will be Blackburn. Who is going to play in the final league? It will be Blackburn on penalties. Group D will consist of 8 of the EFL League 2 teams, the Premier League and Ligue 1, and also 2 Ligue 2 teams. Okay, so actually this did include 3 Bundesliga teams as well, because of the other 5 Premier League teams that were in the Libertadores one. So it has got 3 Bundesliga teams in Köln, Mainz and Dortmund, and then the rest of the Prem teams and the whole of the French leagues, Ligue 1 and Ligue 2. Alright, we have made it to the quarterfinals. There is a lot of surprising results here. So first of all, Burnley lose to Wrexham. Liverpool lose really early to Fulham. Dortmund lose to 2nd Division PAO FC. Fulham going on a miracle run. They beat Newcastle. Mainz beat Man City, and Man City is not in this anymore. Oh my days. And look at Wrexham as well, making a miracle run as well, beating 2nd Division Angers. Monaco beat PSG. Man United as well go out early as well. Stade Rennais beat them. Quarterfinals, we have Monaco West Ham, Lyon Clermont Foot, Cologne versus Stade Rennais, and Spurs versus Kane. First of all, we have Monaco versus West Ham. Who's going to win this one? It's going to be West Ham on penalties. Lyon versus Clermont Foot. Who's going to win this one? It's surprisingly going to be Clermont Foot taking it. The game that doesn't really matter, but whoever wins it will go to the semi-finals. Cologne versus Stade Rennais. It will be going to Stade Rennais on penalties. It will be Kane going through. Spurs bottle it. West Ham versus Clermont Foot. Mavropanos with a red card, but it actually doesn't really matter. Mikel Antonio with an 85-minute winner. And then we have Stade Rennais versus Kane. Who will go through here? It will be Stade Rennais. It is the final. West Ham versus Stade Rennais. The final we did not predict at all, with clubs like Borussia Dortmund, PSG, Liverpool, Man City, Man United. Who will play in the league? It will be West Ham. West Ham will be going into the league table with other clubs like Salzburg, Brøndby and Blackburn. Alright, so this knockout stage commences of all the German league teams, except for the 3 that were in the last one, and also some Eredivisie clubs as well. Alright, now we're at the quarterfinals, and let's have a look at the surprising results. First off, 1860 München beat Frankfurt in the first round. Waldhof beating Leipzig. Hanover beating Feyenoord, and also Go Ahead Eagles beating Union Berlin, and also St. Pauli beating Utrecht. And then we go into round 2. Mönchengladbach beat Wolfsburg. Leverkusen lose to Hallstatt FC. AZ Alkmaar beat the favourites, Bayern Munich. And in the quarterfinals, we have Mönchengladbach versus Magdeburg, Darmstadt versus Hanover, Schalke versus Stuttgart, and Ajax versus Hoffenheim. So for the first one, Borussia Dortmund versus Magdeburg. Who's going to win this one? It will be Magdeburg taking the victory. Darmstadt versus Hanover. Who's going to win this one? It is going to be Hanover. Schalke versus Stuttgart. Who's going to win this one? It will be Stuttgart. The final game of the quarterfinals, the big one, Ajax versus Hoffenheim. Who will win this? It will be Hoffenheim taking it. So no matter what, we're having a second division club get into the final. So who's it going to be? Will it be Magdeburg or will it be Hanover? It will be Hanover. Stuttgart versus Hoffenheim. Who's going to win this? It's going to be Hoffenheim absolutely destroying Stuttgart. But it's Hanover versus Hoffenheim. It's Hoffenheim on pens. Now let's get into Group F. Okay, so this group will consist of all the international clubs, the rest of the Dutch League, the Indian League, and some of the Italian League. Alright, we're in the quarterfinals now, and let's have a look at the surprising results. Iceland beat France, Ireland beat Morocco, and England beat Argentina. Sparta Rotterdam beat Portugal. Ireland beat Sparta Rotterdam. Now we got Netherlands, Croatia, Ireland, Inter, and Poland, Denmark. First off with Netherlands versus Croatia. It will be going to the Netherlands. Next is Ireland, Inter. Will Ireland continue their run? No, they won't. And then the final quarterfinal game, Poland versus Denmark. It will be Poland on pens. Italy versus Netherlands. Who will go to the final? It will be Italy going to the final. And who will join Italy in the final? Will it be Italy's own club, Inter, or will it be Poland? It will be Inter. The Italian nation versus an Italian club. Who will be top? It will be Inter Milan taking it. Inter Milan take down a whole entire nation, and Inter Milan will be going to the final league. Alright, so this one's basically got some, like, the rest of the Serie A teams, Serie B teams, the Korean League, the Norwegian League, and a bit of the Polish League as well. We've made it to the quarterfinal. Let's see if there's any surprises. I mean, Molde losing to Cracovia and Olsen Hyundai beating Sampdoria. That's quite surprising. Sassuolo lose to Suwon Samsung. That's the best club name ever, Samsung. And we immediately go into Roma with Roma versus Suwon Samsung. It will be Roma taking the win. Suwon Samsung run ends. Torino absolutely demolishes Legiano. 2-1 win for Spezia. And then finally, Legia Warsaw versus Salernitana. I reckon Salernitana takes the victory. No! Legia Warsaw takes it on penalties. Italian clash in the semi-finals. Roma versus Torino. Who will go through? It's Torino on pens! Spezia versus Legia Warsaw, and it is Legia Warsaw going to the final. Will it be an Italian team or a Polish team going to the final league table? It is going to be Torino with a final minute winner in the 86th minute. Okay, so this consists of the rest of the Polish league, the Portuguese league, the Irish league, the men's rest of the world, which the only club that can't participate in this is the MLS All-Stars, and most of the Romanian league as well. Alright, we are at the quarterfinals now. Let's have a look at the results. Is there any surprise results? Derry City beating FCSB though. Benfica lose to Barvica as well. Sporting crushed Al Ain. We've got Ferencvárosi versus Barvica, Family Sal versus FC Rapid, Dynamo Zagreb versus Victoria SC, and the big game, Sporting versus Sparta Praha. And Barvica go on and eliminate Ferencvárosi. Family Sal. Dynamo Zagreb versus Victoria SC, and it's going to Victoria SC. Will it be an all-Portuguese semi-final? It will. Barvica versus Family Sal. Who's going to win this and go to the final? It will be Family Sal. And then joining them in the final out of Victoria SC and Sporting will be Sporting. And the final, it will be a Portuguese team winning this. Famalicão or Sporting. Who's going to take the dub? It's Famalicão! Alright, so this one consists of the rest of the Romanian Super League teams. The Saudi League, the Scottish League, La Liga, every single top division La Liga team, and about half of the second division. Anyways, we are at the quarterfinals now. Let's have a look at some surprising results. So, Al Hilal beating Villarreal. Quarterfinals is Athletic Club Bilbao versus Al Hilal, Osasuna versus Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid versus Girona, and Real Betis versus Las Palmas. Bilbao's run ensure as Al Hilal take the win. Atletico Madrid beats Osasuna. It's going to be Real Madrid taking it. It will be Real Betis. Who's going to be the first team going to the final? It will be Al Hilal. Will another Madrid team bottle it? No, they don't. They absolutely thrash Real Betis. And here we are, the final of this group. Al Hilal versus Real Madrid. It will be Real Madrid, thanks to Jude Bellingham's last minute goal in the 83rd minute. Alright, so this will be the second to last knockout stages. And then the final one's going to be a 32 team one instead of a 64 team one, because all that's left is the rest of the MLS teams, and I might give some teams second chances. This consists of the rest of the second division La Liga teams, the Swedish League, the Swiss League, the Turkish League, and 5 MLS teams. Alright, we are at the quarterfinals now. Let's have a look at some of the surprising results that happened. Galatasaray go out against Gaziantep. In the quarterfinal, we have Antalyaspor versus Fenerbahce, Basel versus Real Valladolid, Karagümrük versus Brahmapodjakarna.
Sorry, what?
And Besiktas versus BSC Young Boys. It's easily going to go to Fenerbahce. It's going to be Basel taking it. And Karagümrük versus, I don't know what the other club was. But it will go to Brahmapodjakarna. And finally, Besiktas versus Young Boys. It will be Young Boys going through. It's going to be Fenerbahce going to the final. It will be Young Boys in extra time. Who will win and go through to the league? It will be Fenerbahce easily taking it. Alright, we have made it to the quarterfinals, and let's have a look at some shock results. Drogheda United beating Real Salt Lake, and Dundalk beating SJ Earthquakes as well. So, quarterfinals, we have Orlando City versus Dundalk, Portland Timbers versus Sounders, Austin versus St. Louis City, and Mumbai City versus Philadelphia. Orlando City takes the victory. 2-0 to Portland. It's going to be St. Louis City on pens. The semi-finals are all going to be MLS teams. It will be Portland Timbers going to the final. Philadelphia by a long shot. Who's going to go through to the final league? It will be Portland Timbers in a, oh my god, a goal-scoring penalty shootout. 8-7. So now, this is the final one, just to get to 12 teams for the league, and, yeah, we have got most of my favourite clubs here. So, as we can see, the round of 16 matchups, we have KRC Genk versus Bournemouth, Fiorentina versus Sporting, Man United versus Boca Juniors, Suwon Samsung versus Wolfsburg, De Gardens IF versus Alanyaspor, Stuttgart versus Girona, England versus Midgetland, and Aston Villa versus Hull. It's going to be Bournemouth on pens. Sporting go through. No. Of course it's going to be Wolfsburg, but it's going to be Alanyaspor taking it. And it's going to be Stuttgart taking it. England, but very narrowly. And the final match in the round of 16, Aston Villa versus Hull City. It's going to Aston Villa. Bournemouth! Boca Juniors takes it. It's going to be Stuttgart taking it. It's not. England beat Aston Villa. It's going to be Boca Juniors. It's going to be England winning. It's going to be England in the final league, and that has added up to 12 teams, which means there will be no longer any qualifying rounds. So we have our teams ready to go into the league. We have Blackburn, we have Brøndby, we have England, we have Famalicão, we have Fenerbahce, we have Inter, we have Portland Timbers, we have Salzburg, we have Real Madrid, Torino, Hoffenheim, West Ham. We have the whole lot. We've got the Manchester United away kit to block off the standings. Let's have a look at the 8 teams going through. Real Madrid, England. Inter Milan, 4th place. Hoffenheim make it through, 5th place. West Ham, 6th. Fenerbahce, they've solidified a spot. And one of them goes to Portland Timbers. We have one more spot left. And that last spot will be going to RB Salzburg. We do, however, sadly say goodbye to Torino, Blackburn, Brøndby, and Famalicão. Alright, so we have our quarterfinals, our last 8 of the video. The first quarterfinal is West Ham Fenerbahce. Second is Inter Milan versus Hoffenheim. Third is England versus Portland Timbers, and fourth is RB Salzburg versus Real Madrid. But West Ham versus Fenerbahce, who's going to take this one? It will be West Ham going to the semi-finals. Inter Milan versus Hoffenheim. It will be Hoffenheim taking it. England versus Portland Timbers. It's gonna go to England. And RB Salzburg versus Real Madrid. Can RB Salzburg be the second team to pull off an upset? They don't. So now we have our semi-final standings. We have West Ham versus Hoffenheim and England versus Real Madrid. Not gonna lie, I see a West Ham Real Madrid final. We'll find out anyway. West Ham versus Hoffenheim. Who's going to win this one? It will be West Ham! West Ham go to the final. England versus Real Madrid. It's going to be Real Madrid taking it. I knew it. I knew it. Now, the final. West Ham versus Real Madrid. Whoever wins this will be crowned the best team in EAFC 24 and also be crowned the winner of this video. Who's it going to be? West Ham or Real Madrid? It's gonna be Real Madrid with an 86th minute Modric winner. West Ham takes second place in this video though. Impressive from West Ham as well, very impressive. And Real Madrid have been crowned the winners of this video and also are crowned the best team in EAFC 24. Thank you so much for watching this video. I know it's a long video and I know you guys don't really like the long videos. And with that, we finally sign off. EAFC 24